I got this piece of paper in the mail, man. The
mailman? Where was it?
in
his
the
butt?
mail? In the mail, dude.
The mailman, like, it was in his butt crack, and he like turns to you.
And I'm so
dumb.
This next segment, guys, like, let me tell you, if you do not live in the U.S., your brain is going to explode. Like, your brain is going to absolutely explode. This is the current state of healthcare in the United States. I was hit by a car. I had a surgery on my leg, and I stayed in the hospital for
6 days, 5 days,
6
something
days.
like that.
I just received my current
The invoice or whatever.
my current account balance. This is not a phone number, by the way. $140,583.77. This does not
didn't say
include
dollars.
100.
$73.77.
$140,583,000.77. And that doesn't include my second stay, which was at another hospital for about 8 days. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go through a few of these line items so you guys,
let's go
so
through.
you guys can lose your mind. Okay. My trauma critical care, which means like for less than a day, the people that took care of me, this charges for $6,103.
Jeez.
How nice. Also, HC standard bed charge, that's $1,370 for 3 days, because that's when I was in intensive care, those 3 days. That's just the base charge. This is how ridiculous.
That's just to stay in a bed.
This is how ridiculous it is. Like, my pain pills, like a single pain pill goes for $4.40. That's usually like in the cost of an entire prescription, each individual pill, and they gave me plenty a day. Like, if you go through this line by line, like, also, what the heck, sodium chloride NS 0.9% syringe? Oh, that's $805.
That's just saline.
Is that what that is?
Sodium chloride is salt.
Cool. I just paid $805 for salt.
Salt water.
Salt water. Excellent. Excellent. That's just wonderful. Cool. I haven't paid any of this, by the way, because this will be brought up with people. There's so many charges that are in like under 1,000. It's too many to talk about. I'm only going to talk about all the charges that are over 1,000.
And this hasn't been processed through insurance or anything. This is just the straight charge from the hospital, right?
Correct. Nothing has been run through insurance.
It's not
yet.
like it was like $1 million and then like 140 you're having to pay out of pocket or something.
Correct. So,
but still,
the insurance I have probably will pay 80%, maybe, but we'll see.
Which still leaves you with 20%. 20% of $140,000 is a shit ton.
A lot of money. A lot of money. And let's run through some more. I don't know what, and they use so many abbreviations. I don't know what bit 12mm LG QC 270mm STRL cannula is.
Let me see.
But I paid $1,969.64 for. Oh, and I paid for 2 of this next thing, which is bit drill 145 millimeter 4.2 mm QC NDL PT3 FL flute.strl with $1,668.78.
Can I see it?
Oh yeah, sure. Have fun with that. All right, now it's gotten to the point where these numbers have gotten.
I think what it was probably during surgery they have to like use a drill bit or something to like drill into your fucking leg.
Or
because it literally says 12 millimeter bit and then it says drill bit.
All right, well, here you go. The nail that they put into my leg, which, by the way, guys, is literally just a piece of metal, $5,310.97.
Yo, how much expensive shit is in your body? You've got the AMS 800. You've got a fucking giant piece of metal in your leg. You got a metal elbow.
The tattoo.
Yeah, well, the tattoo is...
No. We're just talking about metals here. This is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Some, like... What is the... Okay, here we go. You guys are going to lose your shit on this one. A CT scan of my head, $3,998. A CT scan of my abdomen, $7,714. A CT scan of my cervical spine, $4,505. A CT scan of my lumbar, $4,538. CT scan of my thoracic spine, $4,444. Yo, anesthesia cost me $21,740. Cool. My My trauma team, one small team, $21,496. Oh, here we go. We got an MRI.
I like how some of these are dated on Christmas too. It's
Yeah.
like Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
Cool. Here I got an MRI. $4,718 for an MRI. What the fuck is this?
This is insane.
This is why, in my personal opinion, Bernie gonna be taking the win because universal health care is so needed right now. Like it's crazy. And if you look at what's currently happening, like, okay, I think we're gonna talk about this a little bit later, but I think Corona is blown way out of proportion at the moment. But the fact that there is no medical interventions you can do for coronavirus, you pretty much just have to stay at home and suffer. That is a level playing field. It doesn't matter what amount of wealth you have, you will suffer just like a person who's uninsured or underinsured.
Yep.
It's absolutely chaotic. It would take forever for me to read all this stuff, and it's
It's crazy, bro.
some of this stuff. Like, okay, here's like when I was in surgery, they were giving me fentanyl. For 0.1 milligram, it's $17.80. And there's like multiple pages dedicated to just how many fentanyl 0.1 milligrams I took.
That's insane, dude.
Aspirin, acetaminophen, $315.
What's Sugamedex?
I don't know what this stuff-
Sugamedex.
I have
100 milligram solution
I have
is
no,
$800.
I have no idea what
for
any of
100 milligrams of this
I
solution.
have no idea what any of this crap is. You want to look through some of this stuff?
Yeah, I want to take a look at the
Like
other-
I hate there's so much jargon that you
I like how certain things say basic things. It's literally like HC basic, and it's like $400. Like, oh, that's basic, cool.
All right, here's a muscle relaxer, 4 milligrams that I take every night. That's $10.70. You know how much a 90-day supply costs me? $5.
And they charge you how much?
They charge me $10.70 for every single pill.
Jeez.
Like, what is this? I'm so mad. I'm so frustrated and so mad. And another,
I like how the anesthesia is like, anesthesia time. It says anesthesia time. Like it's like a
10.
fun time.
10 times, what's the number?
$6,738
Times 10.
So that's $60,000 or like $70,000 for
Yeah.
your anesthesia.
Cool. Thanks.
Holy shit! Are
Thanks.
you sure that it's not a multiplier? Like that's
no, it's 10 times that.
no way.
Mm-hmm. This is what's ridiculous. I'm literally
No, that's not true. Because look, that'd be 100 times that.
okay. That is.
I think the amount is the total.
Either way, but to keep me alive while I'm getting cut open is $16,000. Cool.
Yeah, but again, it's kind of like it kind of makes sense because it's like, yeah, they kept you alive, bro. That's priceless. Like, yeah, you'd pay $16,000 to stay alive, but
What happens if you're poor? What happens if you're underinsured?
you gonna die.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucked. It's very fucked.
Like this type of financial hardship ruins people's
Oh, for sure.
lives. They will go bankrupt. You know, under student debt is medical debt. The
yeah.
number one reason for bankruptcies, student debt, second, medical debt. Like
Yeah.
it is absolutely so screwed up around here. And all it is this is what happens. The insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies and the hospital and the US government are all just banging each other, trying to milk each other for the most amount of money. And the person who gets screwed is the end user. Me.
Because no
You.
one's trying to drive prices down. Like, there's no incentive to drive the prices down because
There's only
the medical
incentives
companies
to drive it up.
Exactly, because they're all just in cahoots. Like the insurance companies end up paying for it anyways. The medical companies can charge whatever they want, and the thing is they keep going back and forth, just trading money back and forth. And then, like you said, if you don't have insurance or if your insurance doesn't cover everything, you're just screwed.
It's literally the pharmaceutical companies, the insurance companies, the medical supply companies, like the chunk of metal that's in my
And it's
leg.
not like the nurses are making like stupid crazy money.
No.
They're making like pretty
under $50,000. You're not
Yeah.
making a lot as a nurse.
you-
No
you
way.
you can make decent amount if you're like specialized or whatever. But
no,
like,
not as a nurse. Mm-mm. No.
I don't know, man.
You can be a surgeon, like a general surgeon, and out of med school, you're making like $60K.
really,
And you have about $300,000 in medical debt. So have fun with that, paying that one off for the rest of your life. Only reason I know this,
Ew.
have a friend, over $300,000 in debt, making like 60 to 70K. He had to move.
That debt's never going away, bro.
He moved to like a dirt cheap state so he could just afford to live. Like this is just chaotic, messed up, man. It's just, it drives me nuts. Like a 15-minute conversation at my doctor is $485. Granted, what I pay out of pocket is like $15. But where does that money go? Where does that money come from? Who's getting that? Like, I don't understand how a 15-minute conversation can cost that much money.
Yeah.
Like, is this person really worth $2,000 an hour? Really?
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. It's so complicated here, man. And it's one of these things, like, I get it. The U.S. is massive. There's over 300 million of us. There's like 350 million. Like, it's hard. It's difficult. Each state is like the size of a fucking country. Like, I get it. Like, I understand that it's very hard to have like democratic socialist perspectives in a country that was born off of free market capitalism, you know, like at its peak. And it's like, one of the things that I've come to realize by being a person with a disability and like a wheelchair user is like, I didn't realize how like privileged and ignorant I was to everything. Like, I was a white dude who was healthy. You know what I mean? I become a wheelchair user. All right, still a white guy, but now I am in a minority, and I'm also in, what's the other word I'm looking for? A marginalized group. I'm also in a marginalized group. And then now I've got like all these problems with healthcare, and it's like, it's like stabbing me, dude. Like, I can't escape it. Like, I have to live. And now I've got like so much passion because I'm like, what the fuck is all this? And I feel the same way because it's messed up. Like, I think about like all my Hispanic friends that are here under DACA that can't go anywhere because they're gonna get deported. Like, their fear, and then because of DACA,
it's not that you would get deported. You just can't come back once you leave.
You just can't come back, and it's like this whole crazy thing where it's like, unless you are a part of that group or unless you're part of that minority, I mean, you don't understand what it's like. You literally have no idea. You're blind to it. Like, and kill me for saying this, but I remember when that whole DACA thing happened. At the time, I was pretty racially insensitive to the point where I was like, oh, well, it doesn't affect me, not my problem.
Yeah.
And I remember my sister, who's probably one of the more like woke people of my family, like ripping me a new butthole. Cause she was like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? And like, we had a great conversation. I remember walking away from that conversation going, damn, I had the privilege to say, out of sight, out of mind, not my problem, because it didn't like quote unquote directly affect me. But once she like started to educate me and inform me,
it was like more. It was like that guy at that school function that was like, well, then why'd you move here or whatever.
That guy.
That was so funny, and everyone turns on him.
Go back to Mexico then.
He's like, well, then why'd you move here?
It's messed up.
I was trying to find on this girl's story that I know. She posted something recently, but it's gone now. But it was like this little picture, and it said like, it said like, vote as if, and it basically had all these line items, and it was like, vote as if your brother was disabled, vote as if your sister was a minority, vote as if, you know, your dad was going to be deported, vote as if, like, it was basically like, you got to put yourself in these people's shoes because these are like problems that maybe don't affect you, but you never know. And like you said, with disability, knows no boundaries. It doesn't affect race. It doesn't, like, that's the thing. Like, Jesse talks about that. Like, some lady was like bitching her out about parking in some spot or something like that. And it was like, I pray that you never end up like this because I didn't ask for this shit.
Hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want the full episode, you can click right here. If you want to subscribe, click here. If you want more clips, we got 2 more right over here.